All right, sports fans, we're here with Coach Jeff Johnson, and we are now the state champions of Florida Junior College Baseball for the second year in a row. Fantastic,
Coach.
Coach.
It was a great run, Brian. Our kids, after we didn't play very well down the stretch, we lost 5 of 6, and I was very concerned going in, but we ratcheted it back up and played well, won our first 4 games down at the state tournament, and had to get beat twice in the championship, lost the first game,
right,
and then came back and got a great pitching performance out of Phillips Anderson and won 5-0.
And you know a lot about that scenario because you've been on the wrong side of that scenario several times, having to win 2 games in order to take the championship.
Yeah, I think in my 21 years, we've been in the championship game 12 times.
Good Lord, have mercy.
So we've lost it a few times as well, but thank goodness lately we've learned how to win it a
right,
little bit more.
Well,
but a good run there.
Most of y'all know that the weather has been terrible in Central Florida, and this tournament was supposed to be, a few days, and it turned out to be several days, and we had to wait. One game was postponed for a full 2 days, wasn't it?
Well, the tournament ended up being 2 days late.
Right.
And, that tournament's normally a physical mess as far as getting through it,
right,
a physical barrier. And it was more of a mental barrier this time than anything. Normally it's 100 degrees down there or more, and you're playing 5 days in a row, some days double headers. And this time it was more of, we woke, I think we had to wake up 4 mornings in a row at 6:30 in the morning that time, 5:30 in the morning our time. And then the game would be delayed, or we'd get halfway into the game and it'd get delayed. And, so it was a mental mess for us.
Right. I want to talk about the all-tournament team. We got several players on there. Infielder Morgan McCulloch. Say a little something about him, Coach.
I'm proud of Morgan. He really showed great leadership for us down there in the tournament, and he played well as well. But he brought the fight and the competitiveness and the grinding out that we want to see out of him, and he was really good for us down there. And
then of course Edmond Americon in the outfield, who's just had a stellar year.
Yeah, Edmond's played well, and that's what you expect those sophomores that have been here for a year to step it up. And he and Max, they played well, and Francisco Arbaez, the 3 guys that are returning, they have to set the table and have to drive in runs as well for us to be successful, and they all did that.
And they did that. And then catcher Max Guzman and catcher Austin Bates.
Yeah, we caught both of them. We were very fortunate. We got Alex Webb too, who caught the 3rd game for us. We're deep at the catching position, and Max did a good job back there. Austin did a great job for us too as a freshman. Came with some big hits. Austin's very competitive and he competes well, and just proud he's made the strides as years progressed to be helping us like he is.
That's great. And then pitchers Trevor Holloway, which was kind of a surprise. He wasn't somebody that we talked about all year, but apparently he did well in the tournament.
Trevor's been like our 3 starter all year, and it don't really matter if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. You're all going to get your innings in.
Right.
He has really his command's gotten much better, and he's got a good arm, good breaking ball, and just proud of him the way he pitched. He struck out 14 batters in that 3rd game against Manatee, who was ranked number 1 in the state at the time.
Man, that's incredible.
And just doing an outstanding job. Great kid as well. So just proud to see him. To see him have that success. And Jose Vasquez was another one that, came in after Grogan in game 1 and went 5 innings for us and pretty well shut Dave down the rest of the way and allowed us to win that first game.
Yeah. And then, of course, Phillips Anderson, who was he was made the all-tournament team as a pitcher, and he was also the pitcher of the whole tournament.
Yeah, Phillips kind of just been steady the whole year for us, and he's a guy that commands the ball very well, and I think he's 11-2 now, and had a great year for us. And he's got a big old heart, and he competes the way you're supposed to compete. And what most of the guys on our team need to understand: if you'll command the ball, you got a good breaking ball, and you've got great competitiveness, you can win.
You can do it.
And that's what he did. And what a great job with him. I mean, he went 18 innings down there, 2 complete games.
Good gracious.
And the last one was on 3 days rest, and he allowed 1 run in 18 innings. And just an outstanding
incredible.
job.
He pitched a full 9 innings in the championship. Only gave up 3 hits, struck out 6.
And those 3 hits, Brian, were in the first 3 innings. He didn't give up a hit from 4th to the 9th.
So after he settled down, he was lights out. Also in that championship game, Guzman had 3 RBIs. Was that a home run?
Yeah. Max hit a home run in the first inning, which was huge for us. Just kind of, after losing that one the day before, Hillsboro's coaches have done a great job with them. They hit and run, they steal, they put a lot of pressure on you,
Yeah.
bunt game and everything else. And I felt like it was big for us after that loss to us to get out to a lead early, which kind of discourages you from wanting to run. Now they still ran some. We did a good job. Austin threw a few guys out as well and kind of discouraged the running part of it. But Max's 3-run homer in the first was big. Just kind of relaxed us and got us off to a good start.
Right. And then, Coach, you're Coach of the Year again for. Gosh, how many times is this, Coach?
Well, there's a lot of people that make you Coach of the Year. I got some great assistants. Jeff Fiorentino, Jeremy Carroll, and John Jeans. They work their butts off. They don't get the credit they deserve, and then these kids have to put it on line
they have to do it
and
too.
do it as well.
Yeah.
I'm proud of everybody of the way we.
And Coach, we're always joking that nobody had to coach the team last year because all you had to do is fill out the lineup card, and they just did it because we were so deep and we were so experienced. This year, we only had 2 or 3 guys coming back from the national championship team, and we did have a lot of new players. And so, how did coaching play into this success at the state tournament?
You have to coach every team. Last year's team was talented, and sometimes you're more of a psychologist than you're a baseball coach sometimes. But there's a lot of coaching that went on with that group there.
Yeah.
This group, with not having many returners off last year, you just have to hope that they all learn to play as a team and play together and trust one another and all the things that happen when you bring kids in from all over the world, different parts of the countries and this, that, and the other. And this team has kind of figured that out. And we played well. And just as a coach, it's a different team. You win different ways with different teams.
Right.
And this team's got its own unique dynamic. And as a coach, you have to realize certain things you do more of and certain things you do less of with each team. And that's what I think we've kind of gotten to. We've got to get better. We got to get better of taking advantage of our scoring opportunities. We didn't do a great job of that down there.
Okay.
I thought our pitching staff saved us, and I thought we had some timely hitting, but we've got to grind the at bats out a little bit better than we did. We played good defense for the most part too.
That's good. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you think we're playing some of our best baseball right now?
I think so. I tell people all the time, it's not about playing good; it's when you play good.
Right.
And I was really concerned with us going into the state tournament the way we had played. It's kind of like we knew we'd won the conference, we relaxed, we weren't doing anything very well, and it's hard to go back and turn it back on. And I felt like we did turn it back on a little bit for the most part, and I'm hoping they're excited about getting out to Grand Junction. It'll be it's an amazing environment out there, with that, and hopefully we can play well out there as well.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Grand Junction. We are the defending national champions. We had an incredibly talented team last year. We're headed out there, with the state championship team this year. Do you like us? Do you like the way we're looking headed into this thing?
Well, it's fortunate. This is my 5th trip out, so you've been out there different times, and you've got to understand what it takes to win out there. This team's talented enough to win the tournament.
Is that right?
We've got to play. We've got to play the correct way, and we've got to pitch. We got to command the ball. We got to be able to throw the breaking ball in the right times and change ups and play good defense. And then I think the big key right now is our timely hitting. And of having timely hitting and scoring the runs you're supposed to score.
Right.
And when the situation arises, so yes, this team. I like the competitiveness in our competitiveness this past week. I thought we competed well. I thought we grounded out when we needed to.
Right.
I think they're excited going in. We know it's going to be a heck of a challenge. We play Walter State first. They're ranked number 1 in the country. Dave Shelton's a good friend of mine that coaches there, and respect for both programs. They come down and play us every year in our early season tournaments, and then you get into the whole field. The 9 other teams that are there have beaten people to get there too.
Exactly.
You got San Jack in it again, who's been there more than anybody, and Iowa Western got back in, and not all the teams,
right.
but a lot of traditional teams are still there, and some newcomers as well. So it's going to be when you got 10 teams, this tournament goes on. We'll start Saturday. We play the night game versus Walters at 7:30 Mountain Time. Saturday night, that'd be the prime time game. There'll probably be 12,000 people in the stands or more.
Now, Coach, tell us about that. How in the world did they get 12,000 people to come and see a baseball game?
Well, it's a mini Omaha out there.
Okay.
It's the thing, in junior college baseball, we play in front of 50 fans sometimes and all that. So it's what you would like for it to always be, and it's a great environment. They do a great job of getting their communities involved in it. it's the big deal for the big deal for them, and so it'll be our kids hopefully are excited. It'll be a fun time for them, and they need to understand everybody's coming there to watch them make a good play, not watch them mess up and play the game the right way, and not worry about who's in the stands. Let that fuel the fire for you.
Right. Coach, one of my favorite legends is your 2007 team that won your first national championship, and you've admitted that they were not the best team that you've ever coached, but and part of the legend is that from the end of the regular season to the end of the postseason, the team batting average went up about 100 points, and I know Brent Shelton had a lot to do with that. Would you make any comparisons between the 2017 and the 2018 team?
Well, I'm not going to say the 2017 wasn't my best team.
Okay.
They might not have been my most talented
Okay,
team.
right.
But when you got the teamsmanship and the things great teams have, they had it. The chemistry, the trust, the leadership, all internal leadership, all those things. That team had that. They weren't the most physically talented group, but what it teaches you when you win it in 07, you win it in 17. 17's team was very talented, okay, and they had the other characteristics as well. If you don't have the internal leadership, you don't have the trust, you don't enjoy being around with one another, you're not fundamentally sound, then you're probably not going to win the tournament, okay? And that's the difference of those two teams. One of them was probably more talented, but then the things that made them similar are they had those internal leadership qualities and everything else, and enjoy being around. And you got to have the talent at a certain level. You got to have talent. You got to have the pitchers like Drew Parker. Ryan Chafee, Parker, the guys that did those things for us, and then Street and the guys that drove into runs and that whole team. I mean, it was a different character every day in those in a position player wise.
Right.
But this team, every team, like I said, this team's got an opportunity. You can't win it if you're not one of the 10 teams out there.
Exactly.
And so now we got to get ready and we got to play it day by day, inning out by out.
Right. That's fantastic. So again, Coach, we start playing on what day?
We play next Saturday, or this Saturday, I guess now it's this week. This Saturday we play at 7:30 Mountain Time.
Okay.
Versus Walter State.
Okay, and will we be able to see these games on the internet?
Yeah, it'll be on the njcaa.org website.
Okay.
They'll be streamed there, and you can also go on Chipola website. We'll have a link to it.
Okay.
We'll
put a link right on the front page of chipola.edu.
Yes.
Okay, Coach. Well, best of luck out there. We're so proud of y'all for bringing home another state championship.
Well, I'm proud of these kids. It was a challenging year with a new group, and they've made the strides that you need to make. Hopefully, we can make some more strides here before Saturday.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.